up everybody, welcome back to the I'll Do Cycling YouTube channel, where today we're going to be taking a final look at my Giro d'Italia Velogames team. The race finished yesterday, so all of the end of tour points etc have been added on, so we've got the final kind of judgment of how things are going, of how things went, and we'll take a look at some of the other teams and perhaps where we could have done better in retrospect for, to help us improve for future races and stuff. So overall, we finished just inside the top 3,000, which isn't too bad, to be honest with you, especially when you consider that we did lose some big point scorers in Remco, Mads Pedersen and Caden Groves. I think that all of these guys could have easily scored hundreds more points. I certainly think that Evenepoel could have got over 2,000. But that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Sometimes everybody was suffering with riders dropping out of their teams, so I think we were quite lucky to actually finish with 6. Speaking of those 6, we have Almeida, who did a great job, almost scoring 2,000 points. I think that's probably the most amount of points that Almeida's scored in a race. Maybe the Giro 2020 he scored more. Boitrago, funnily enough, is exactly on my rule of thumb of 100 points per rider credit. He was 8 credits and he scored exactly 800, so good for him to kind of just exactly hit the mark there. Aurelien Palipentla, really good. I'm really happy with that choice. Happy that I backed him in the video and recommended him to all you guys. Of course, there were some better 6-point riders who we'll get onto in a little bit. Kemna was a little bit disappointing just because his GC position was good in the end, but because of that he ended up just sort of finishing around 20th position a lot of the time, so he didn't get a lot of stage points. He just got the accumulated GC points throughout the race. Healy was a good one as well, won a stage, came second in another one. I thought he was going to win the Maya Azura. Of course, that wouldn't have added on too many points, but would have been nice anyway. Stewart did get almost a consoling, I think it was 6th place on that final stage, that final sprint around Rome. So good to see that he finally got the points, which I was really expecting him to finish, anywhere from 6th to 10th in every sprint. So if that theory paid out, then it would have been a good choice, but alas, that's not what happened. So we'll definitely be taking that forwards into the future when I pick the unclassified riders. This is kind of the rider breakdown if you're interested in that kind of thing. Boitrago was the one who got the most assist points. Zhao got the most stage points, and the team was just solid on the whole, to be honest with you. Nobody was crazy good. Like Almeida was the best one, but outside of him, it was only Pedersen who broke the 1,000 credit mark, the 1,000 point mark, sorry. So actually the team was solid, but it was not really extraordinary in any aspect. We'll take a look at the other standings. So taking a look at the medal race for this game round, I actually did quite well in this. So the leading team had 10, 2 and 2 in terms of victories and podiums, but we finished, I finished 23rd with 8 first places, 2 second places and 6 third places in this race, which I'm really happy with. It would have been higher, but you know what, 23rd, that's actually really good. I'm happy with that. I think that it was a really strong first week from me. From what I remember, we got a lot of wins in the first week, but then things started going downhill. We've got Zhao with a win, we've got Boitrago with a win later on, but that was about it really. In terms of the medal race for the season, we are still up there. I know this isn't entirely related to the Giro, but we're 25th in the season for the medal race competition, so I'm excited about that. I think I've been doing a lot better in terms of picking winners, and we're only a few wins away from really cracking into the top 10 really in that competition, so really happy about that. I think Gregario, I might be up there still a little bit. I'm not really too sure. We're 19th there, so we're doing well in these in the competitions where you need to donate to Velogames to be in these competitions, in case you didn't know. So just a cool little kind of side topic to be talking about there. Actually, what's quite cool is that in the Stage Hunter one, I actually put Cavendish on at the end, so I finished 135th in the Stage Hunter thing. That was quite a nice thing which I could focus on once my team started to fall apart a little bit. But in terms of rider standings, of course it was Roglic who got the most amount of points, Geraint Thomas, Almeida, Derek G, honestly, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I think he might be the rider who's got the most points per kind of rider credit that I've ever seen on Velogames. And I've been playing this for 10 years or so. which that performance by G was absolutely extraordinary. Milan, of course, would have been the better pick over Groves. Pino, I was never really considering, but that's a really, really good one. I said Caruso was going to be just a bit of a somebody who was just going to quietly get on with the business and get a good amount of points, and he did. He did exactly that. Speaking of, I just saw Dunbar's name. We'll take a look at the unclassified riders, because this is really where a lot of differences were made. So when you look, especially when we put the points in order, so we've got Derek G, which is just insane that he got that many points from unclassified rider. That is extraordinary. Dunbar was a really good one if you picked him. And I saw some people picking him. That was a really good one. Of course, there were signs at Romandy, so I really should have been on that. So yeah, Eddie Dunbar, really good one. Leknesson was another great one too. Tom Schoins, again, very under the radar for a rider who's only picked by just over 1% of people. That's really good. Aurelian Paddy-Pensler, my pick, did really good too. But then, yeah, like Lawrence de Plus, Ben Healy, Oldani, all these riders are just doing really, really, really good for the credits that they were worth. Zana got a stage win. Den's got 2 stage wins. Court was a little bit disappointing for people, I know, but still not too bad. Even riders like Pasquale and Bonifacio, the sprinters, maybe I should have gone with them instead, especially when you consider that Stewart got much lower than these guys. There were so many 6-point riders who I could have picked who would have done better than Stewart, but that is just the way that things work sometimes. In terms of the leaderboard, the winning team got 11,671 points. I was nowhere near that. I was somewhere near 4,000 points off that. So we have to do a lot better in the future. And to round up, we'll take a look at the Aldo Cycling League. So the winner is The Winning Breakfast by Highland Rosler. If you are watching this video, congratulations. I never really give a shout out to the person who wins the competition in the Aldo League. So sorry about that, but I will try and do that more in the future. So congratulations to everyone on screen. You all did much better than I did. And yeah, so the next race will be Dauphiné and Tour de Suisse. Those are coming up in about a week or so. So be sure to subscribe and stick around for those videos, because those will be coming up in the next few days. And all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Salut!